everybody, it's me, Rachel. So in today's video, I'm going to do a full face of Pacifica makeup. I have a full face here, and I actually even have some skincare. I use one of their cleansers. That's like my go-to face wash as of lately, and I actually have backups of it, so if that means anything. My earrings are this ear kind of hurts. I'll take my earrings out for now. I wanted to wear these. They're kind of beautiful. Well, so I'm going to start off with these Cosmic Beauty Drops from Pacifica, and I've really been liking these. I've already done most of my skincare, so I'm going to just finish off with this, and then we can do some primer and such. And then I just kind of take my ring fingers on both hands and kind of it smells like fruity. It's kind of fruity. It's not like exactly like a Fruit Loop because it's milder than that, but it's nicely fruity. I've actually been liking this, and I bought it at the same time as I bought this Pacifica Rose Quartz Roller. But this is kind of, I used it the other night with some vitamin E oil, and I haven't wiped it off yet, so I have to wipe that off before I use it again. But I really do like this. Just making sure that it's all kind of distributed. Now I'm going to, before I put primer on while I let that sit, I'm going to take my Cosmetics wedge and wet that. Get this wet. I just have some water here, and I'm going to spray this down because everything here shakes because I shut the drawer. That is damp. Now I'm going to apply my primer, which is the Cherry Matte Mattifying Primer, and it's actually one that's pretty decent, and I shake everything up that I can because their products are like vegan and cruelty-free, so a little bit like more natural. So I'm gonna just take some on my sponge here and apply it with my wedge. I said in one of my previous videos about how much I've been liking using this cosmetic wedge more than like a brush or like a traditional, not even a traditional, the new and improved makeup sponge, you know, like a beauty blender. I've just been liking it better. It does essentially the same thing, and in the long run it's cheaper because I can have like 20 of them for $3. So that is the Cherry Mattifying Primer, and I am going to go in with the foundation that I have, and I think it's the only one that they have, but I also seen that they had a BB cream, so we're kind of moving quickly. The only thing I don't really have from them is brows, but I'm not super worried about that because I'm just going to apply some clear brow gel because I'm not going anywhere. I'm like in a hoodie and stuff. So anyways, I'm going to take this a light clean foundation, oil-free anti-shine satin finish, and it does have a satin finish, I will say that. So I'm going to take more on my sponge here, just 2 pumps. I did shake it up, and then just kind of apply it, and then I'm just going to pull and dab. And this foundation has a little bit of a scent. Let's zoom in just a little bit so you can see maybe a little bit of the coverage. I have yet to try this foundation with the primer, which kind of I should have done already, but okay, so there is my skin after I did the foundation. I kind of went in with a brush to go around my eyes and stuff, because I haven't used this particular foundation with a cosmetic wedge before, and it was kind of pulling a little bit, and I'm not sure what that was about, but I haven't used it with that yet. So, but everything else I've used with it is pretty good. So, why does it seem like it's really dark right here? I'm not sure what that's about. All right, so I really like this foundation a lot. The more that I've used it and the more that I've given it a chance, I've really liked it. What I will say is a little bit does not go a long way, because it has that satin finish. It tends to, what's the word I want to say? It tends to sit in one area. I don't know. It doesn't go very far because it's a satin finish, so it's a little bit more thick, but it's not a full coverage. So, and I like the way that it's kind of giving my skin a little bit of like a natural finish. So that's that. I do have a concealer and a powder, but I'm going to apply those at the end because I have some other face products and some shadow. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the shadow because we haven't done the finish with our face. I have this eyeshadow palette, which is called Beachy Punk, and this is very pretty. I've only used like this shade right here, this purple. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids with the e.l.f. eyelid primer. It's one of my go-to favorites for primers. Okay, I'm just gonna take like a stipple brush from e.l.f. and I'm gonna blend that into my lid. This is the same one I'm gonna use that I used for my foundation. And now I'm going to grab my eye brushes, pull those over here, and I am going to go in with this shade right here. They don't have names, but I will just point them out as I go. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to do what I call set my brow, because I kind of want a little bit more of a brighter look today. I am still in one of the areas where I have to stay home on this day that I'm filming. And I've been trying to film as much as I can, but I'm really trying to spend a lot more time with my kids. So, but normally I film while they're at school, and they're not at school, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this on the lid, just to kind of help everything else blend, because I haven't actually used this palette, so I mean, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this shade right here. I've really been eyeing that one because I really want to use this purple and maybe kind of just stick to this area, maybe use some of these. I'm not really feeling blues and greens today. I did a green look the other day. So I'm gonna go in with that kind of terracotta color. Tap off the excess that is on my brush and go ahead, and this is a big fluffy brush, so it's not going to be extremely precise. It's going to be really blended out, and that's just fine. And there's a lot more on the lid, and I'm just going to continue to blend it and pull that in. Go ahead and do the other eye, and we'll build them both up as we go. So far, this shadow is working really, really beautifully. So far, so good. I really, really have always been a fan of Pacifica. I've just always thought they were just super, super luxurious, you know? And it used to be kind of a little bit harder to find, like now you can find them like really, really available in Target. They have a bigger display. Before their display was a little bit like smaller and more towards skincare. Now they have a little bit more makeup, so. Okay, now I'm going to take this shimmery shade and I'm going to apply that to the kind of over the top of the color that we just placed, but mostly on the lid, not so much in the crease. And I'm just placing that here and then kind of working it to get that shine to show through. Oh, my fingers just stopped working. This is kind of dusty, I will say. Okay, and now I want to go in with the purple that is in here. We have a little bit of that shine on our lid already. And I'm going to take like a kind of precise shadow brush. I'm not really sure what it would be called, but or concealer brush. But I'm going to go in with that purple and kind of build it up on the inner corner because I kind of want to see how much that works. And it's actually laying down. Let's zoom in just a little bit so you can just see. Just a little bit. Kind of actually really liking the way that's looking. It looks kind of fun. Okay, go to the next eye. The other eye, not the next eye, not like we have 5. Although that would be really fun and take really long time to do your makeup. If you only had 1, you would have kind of a lot of surface area to work with. Maybe a little bit more options. Okay, I'm just building the purple up because it is purple, and no matter who you buy purple from, it's not gonna be phenomenal. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just bring this one out a little bit here. Dust my brush off. And maybe just work with that, what we got. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and blend the edges. Just blend the edges of everything. And then we have a little bit of fallout. And dust that away. So that is our eyes. And I do have a mascara and a liner. And I'm going to talk about the liner real quick. I'm going to show you. It's the most tiniest precise liner I've ever seen. Like, it's the smallest little tip that I've ever seen ever. And I'm trying not to let the camera focus on me. I want it to focus on this little tip. You can see it, how tiny that is. Wow. And so it's super precise. So it's super, super precise. And I actually really like that because I've always struggled to get that nice, tiny, fine line. I don't want too much liner. And I think that this is going to be perfect. It doesn't bleed. And it's cruelty-free and vegan. So, I mean, I think that it's going to be amazing. Now, when I say I think it's going to be amazing, I feel like it's going to be one that I keep talking about. That's what I mean. You can see I just did a nice little line. I'm not all the way in, and it's just, it's so easy. There is our liner. I'm going to apply my mascara, and then I'll talk about the mascara when I'm done applying it. Okay, so I applied my mascara, and I zoomed in a little bit so you can see that it's on there. And it's kind of one of those mascaras that has like one of those volume twisty up things, and you can make it longer or shorter. And so what I do is I start with the brush really long, and then I apply that, and then I put it back in, and then I make it shorter, and then I do that. And I kind of like the way that it's turned out. It's not the most voluminous mascara, but it's like definitely not a bad mascara for the I don't know, for a natural mascara is basically when you find a natural mascara, sometimes they just do not do anything, and for being a natural mascara, it's actually pretty great. So let's go ahead and move on to the rest of our face, and we'll do a little bit of concealer. And this is the full coverage liquid cover lasting concealer, and mine is in the shade 2ONF. I'm not really sure if that's the shade name, but we're gonna go with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a little bit. This is kind of So I just applied a little bit of the concealer under my eyes. It's not a full coverage concealer, but I feel like it with this foundation and the concealer together, they really do a good combination. I'll swatch a little bit on my hand for bare skin purposes, so you can see it's a kind of a liquidy concealer. See, you can kind of see it there. It's just, I wouldn't say that it's a bad concealer compared to the e.l.f. one that I tried the other day. I like this one a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of powder. Not too much, just here under my eyes, because the foundation alone doesn't need powder. So this is the Natural Mineral Mattifier. It's like the same packaging as the primer. Okay, so let's do a little bit of like, I guess, bronzer. So I have this little like, it's called Radiance powders, and they have a bronzer, a blush, and two highlighters, like a blushy highlighter. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to grab like a brush like this because I don't want too much bronze. Just do a little bit. That's actually not a bad powder. It's very light coverage, not very stark or anything. Nice. I'm not going to use the blush out of here because I have this blush here. And I've used this blush several times. I actually got it in a box. I'm not sure which box this came in, but I got it in a box. So I'm going to use this side right here, this blush. And just apply a little bit here. A little bit of a darker blush, but I just really like the way that that one performs. And then we will use the highlighter from here. Two things that I didn't pull or use in this video are these like sticks. So I'm actually going to use one of them right now as I remember, because you can use them as like eyeshadow or highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead and use one for highlighter. And just gonna take my sponge here and do a swipe here and dab it through. I find that these sponges apply like and distribute stuff like this way better than anything I've ever seen. Looks really pretty, and I actually really like these for shadow. I'm a really big fan of cream shadow anyway, so put those away. And then for lips, I don't really have like lips. I have Color Quench, this Color Quench lip tint in Fig, and I've been using this for a while, and I've been meaning to get more, but haven't. And that is that color. It's actually really it's something that I always love to have. It's like the perfect kind of lip product for me. Okay, and that is going to be the end of this full face of Pacifica. And it's like, I'm just like out of touch or something. It's been a little while since I filmed, but anyhow, so that is my full face of Pacifica, and I'm very pleased with this, meaning that this is like an all natural beauty and it's awesome. So what do you guys think? Have you guys tried anything from Pacifica? Anything that you really like? So far so good on like everything that I've ever tried from them. I have to say I really like this brand. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.